Okay, welcome to our last module, Module 3, on the topic of human-centered problem solving in AI era. This is the overview of our Module 3. Thanks to Teacher Dream, Sakonwan, Napaporn. She prepared the slide class material for us. The first week of week Module 3 or our week 11 already, okay? We will have step-by-step skill training. I will provide you with the information regarding human-centered problem using this one. I'm not sure about pronunciation. I apologize. Cyan, Cynefin, Cynefin, I guess, framework model. And we have practice activity, which you will submit it on LEB2 by tonight, okay, before 11 p.m. It's an individual assignment, okay. Next week, am I right? This group of, I will double check because for the Thai session, it's 3 to 4 people for the next week and then the same. But for Inter, I'm not sure. I will double check with my teaching team. Regarding the number of people for next week, okay. You will use the information that you do for your activity homework this week for next week, okay? So everyone, please make time to do your homework this week because you will need to use it, okay? And then I will provide more detail about it later on, okay? And you will submit the work as a group. In the group assignment, that also like the individual part of it as well. I will mention more about it later. For week 12, next week, I will see whether how tight our time is. If we still have some flexible time, I will announce about the final assignment next week. But if not, I will explain during week 13 instead, okay, regarding the final assignment. Okay. But if I explain during week 13, we will have less time for consultation. My plan is that since we have 2 modules, we have consult, right? And then I found out that the first week of consult, I have very little number of students. So for this time, if we have 2 weeks, I will ask like, okay, group 1 to group 5 or group 1 to group 4, please come to consult first week. And then group 5 to group 8, for example, please come the following week instead of like just let you guys select. Okay, I might do that. Okay. And week 15 is gonna be your presentation in class. Video. Or e-video. Let me double check whether it's video or, but this one mentioned video. Yeah. I will double check again. It might be video, but then we just turn on the video in the class. It doesn't have to be live presentation. Let me double check. Okay, since I heard some of you guys just joined, this one I talk about the overview of our module 3. So we have week 11 here right now. And you could go through it later on, okay? The proportion of points we have approximately, I'm sorry, give me one moment. We have like 40 points for module 3. We have class activity today. We have activity assignments next week, and then we will have final assignment, okay? So the description of our module 3, we will use AI to be our assistant, but it will not be our leader. I make it clear here. So when we use it, we need to lead it. We need to prioritize the process of getting information from it. Okay. Usually, for my experience, I try to think by myself first. I draft it out. Let me give more example in detail. Like when I want to translate a song, instead of I just put the wording in Thai, the whole song into ChatGPT, I just translate by myself. And if I stuck some sentence I'm not sure, I copy that sentence and put in Google. Then it's gonna have like AI suggestion. Then I will select from that. You see the process. I didn't put the whole song in Google. I just put a sentence that I thought of and then I put it there. And then I select which one I like the most. That's how I do it. Same here. When you're gonna use AI to support your work, your writing, I suggest you to think by yourself first. And then you can use couple part or like a phrase or a sentence that you are not sure. And then it could modify for you a little bit. This could prevent weird wording that AI combine natural language for you. This one I have found it work not only our class, but the Beauty of Life class as well. Because when I read, I can see that students use AI, the whole thing. The wording is like, I never type like that. I never even think like that when I gonna say the word. I never use that word at all. So yeah, that's my perspective. Critical questioning for inquiry. This one is like be a good observant. Okay, we can observe, but also you have limit yourself. Like, okay, I want to give this work. Let's say like I want to observe for 10 minutes, for example. Then you have some limit of time to work on it. Because if I just critical questioning for the whole day, it's gonna be too much for me too. Okay. Fact checking of information, this is really important, and some of you have seen it during the presentation of our class already. When I have a question like, are you sure? This one, when you separate the pattern, right? Pattern 1, pattern 2, pattern 3, I ask, are you sure that is in the pattern 1, right? Because AI is gather all the information. They didn't, sometimes it doesn't contain like the fact checking for you. Creative questioning, generating multiple alternatives for problem solving. This one could help when I wanna find the lesson plan for, let's say I wanna teach English to grade 5 student. Please plan the lesson for me. This could work. It could propose the lesson plan for me, and then I could select which one I'm gonna use, right? Considering feasibility and various conditions of the alternative. The learning outcome, I would like everyone to practice proposing creative solution for human-centered problem solving that align with the context and condition of the issue. Utilizing intelligence assistance powered by artificial intelligence. Human-centered problem solving, I will discuss more detail about it. In general, it's like the problem that we face in a daily life. Okay. For example, during the COVID time, even COVID itself is the problem that we face as a human, right? And during the COVID time, high school student cannot shadow medical doctor, but because nowadays for example, when I wanna know about the field of like, let's say medical doctor, medical nurse, I want to look what they do, right? But during the COVID, everything closed. Everyone afraid of each other. So they lost that opportunity. So that's is one of the human-centered problem. So one of the students who took the creative process class with Professor Christopher Whitney proposed to have a virtual tour, meaning that one of the nurse or one of the students could do the video record when he or she is at the hospital, and then they could share this video with others later on, or it could be live. That's one of the way to solve the problem. Instead of everyone have to be there, they could just record or share live video. Okay, so this is an example. Using AI, understand the limitation of AI without letting AI make decisions for people, but use it as a tool to analyze and expand ideas. I have discussed with one of the staff who work at King Mongkut, North Bangkok, King Mongkut University, North Bangkok, of North Bangkok. So he said he worked in the field of IT for like more than 11 years. He worked there 11 years, but he worked at Chulalongkorn before he worked there. So he told to use AI like as a tool instead of just replacing ourselves. Okay. How does artificial intelligence work? So his work is really interesting. So instead of when we go to the library for the first time and we don't know where to look for the book, right? So he create 3D model, like visual 3D model, so that we could like walk around the library before we actually be there, for example. Okay. And how does AI work? So I will explain more regarding the three main working principle. It's also used language as well. It's like keyword. Nowadays, really important is like a prompt, right? Keyword. Usually whenever I find something, for example, even the Pokemon name, when I cannot remember it, I just type, let's say this one, Pokemon plant dinosaur. So then I could find the name of it, So that's my keyword. Okay. First of all, AI receive information when, but this one still have issue. I have seen from article that one of the AI company use newspaper from one of the publisher, but they didn't get like legal permission, and they got sued, like legal issue with each other. So it's better to do it properly and get the permission. Okay. This one apply for text, image, audio, video, which can come from internet database, from human input or individual company data. Processing. AI use algorithm and techniques such as machine learning and deep learning to analyze and learn from data so that it can classify, categorize, interpret, อธิบาย or predicting things, predicting as well. So when you have enough data, it's like you plot a graph, right? If it is linear, it's easy, right? So you have this one, you have X and Y axis, and then you have temperature, let's say, and then you measure another data like volume or something. If it is linear, then okay, you collect the data and it's really easy to extrapolate, right? But if it not, then it could have other model type to explain, right? For example, glass transition temperature. I saw you guys came in, so some of you might understand what I mean. So it's one of the temperature that the substance or element will change the properties. Okay, so with that, we could do the experiment to record the data. Let's say I have a, what do you call, squash ball เป็นลูกบอลอย่างเงี้ยเนาะลูกบอลสควอตอะ if I put it in liquid nitrogen so I got one temperature right and then I bounce it I measure the height that is bounced back I record the height okay this temperature the height is this so I use thermogun right to check temperature it's not 100% accurate but at least we get data and then I could measure the height that it bounced back okay I let it wait a little bit let the temperature increase เพราะว่าอุณหภูมิมันสูงขึ้นเนาะlet wait the temperature increase and then I record the next data okay temperature and the height that it bounced back with that I could find the glass transition temperature okay that's example okay or even some other chemical lab you will have something that you could like record the data and then predict reaction after processing the AI provide results such as answering questions, consulting, recommending language. This one I'm not sure what does it mean. Recommending language. It's okay. Translating language, okay? Or controlling device. Yeah, I have seen my friend. She's engineering, but I forgot which field. She also do the coding as well. I'm sorry. So some AI could write code as well, but you need to just double check and make sure it goes smoothly based on what it learned and the available database. Something that user should not overlook. Okay, this one really important. Be aware that when you input something to AI, you have lost control of that data. Many AI recognize conversation to develop and improve service. This information may be processed, stored, or even unintentionally leaked to third parties. If hacker can penetrate the AI systems we use, many user personal information may end up in the wrong hands. This leads to impersonation, financial scam, or even blackmail. So whenever you use AI, remind yourself not to put personal data because it depends on the company, right? Okay, we do not know whether which company data gonna be leaked or something. So remind yourself that, okay? And it's better to prevent, I would say. When I mentioned about scam, it remind me of like my friend. I talked with my friend who was my former student, but we still keep in touch from time to time. She asked me, she's in the US right now. She asked me, is there a scam in Thailand? I'm like, yes, there are. And even my family member had bad experience too. For example, you remember the Facebook page sell durian, right? So my mom thought, oh, it's the official page, but no, it's not. She paid, but she don't get durian. We even tell police, but we don't get our money back. Even another story is that one of my family member saw like on Facebook that they have like part-time job and they asked to add line to them, but then later on they make us do something else. It's not part-time job. It's like, oh, you need to click like that, click something, and then oh, you need to deposit money in this system. And then oh, if you don't have enough money, I lend you in that system and show number that it increased. Oh my goodness. Okay. We tell police, but we don't get our money back. You know? In my opinion, is a horrible business, I would say. I don't even want to call it business, but yeah, it's a horrible thing. Because why? Because we are human in this world, in my mind. And also I read from the book from Pajan Chayasalo as well. He mentioned the things that we can do is to reduce suffering from ourselves and others to others. Try not to make others suffer. Even me, I still need to practice. But scammer, they do really create suffer to others. So it's like opposite thing, you know. Okay, continue. Use AI in research to help summarize the content, article, research, or case study. Use AI to create learning material, help design slide, infographic, or videos. Use AI, but also you need to be careful with like use AI to create video. For example, in the Beauty of Life class, we have documentary video. We have the rules that we're not allowed to use AI to create video. So you need to check with the rules, okay? Use AI to improve writing skill, check grammar, introduce the structure of writing, a report of or academic articles. Okay. Use AI to train thinking skill, ask questions to stimulate analysis, criticism, and reflection. So reflection is like we have done it and then we reflect. How was it? What is good? What is not good? What we can do to improve if we do it again, for example. Even self-reflection. How am I doing? Compare myself today, compare myself 2 months ago, or last month, or last week, or yesterday. Okay. Use AI to prepare presentation. Regarding reflection, I also like recently talked with my former advisor, Professor Christopher Whitney. He retired, but he's still teaching. He mentioned that he have many good role models and he have time to practice and implement his skill. Okay. And regarding use AI to prepare presentation, slide or script for speech. Remind me of when I gave speech at one of the class. I prepared by myself. Actually, I thought about like what I want to say and then I just prepared. But it takes some time, but um, I do feel proud about it. Caution, AI should not be used as a substitute for thinking or doing our works. It should be an assistant, not a substitute. So for example, the content that I talk with you here, the lead teacher, Ajahn Dean, she prepared the content. It could be in Thai, but then the translation part, we could use AI to translate, but the core content is there, for example. Always check the accuracy of data because the AI may provide information that is not up to date or inaccurate. Not even AI, even human. If we're not up to date with the information, we could be wrong too. Yeah, for example, scientists or medical field, and even engineer. So remind yourself about questioning about, is it true? Is it true? If you're not sure, then you need to do some research, find information. Unless it's in the gray area, no one have been answered yet. Ethical considerations such as plagiarism, copyright infringement, or disclosure of personal information. So this one need to be really careful about it. Plagiarism, for example, if it's something novel and we didn't do it by ourselves, but then we just copy and paste it, that's plagiarism. And also if you use wording like more than one sentence and everything's the same, then that plagiarism. So you would need to use quotation mark. Okay, this one you copy from someone else sentence or word. For example, definition of something. When I need to search Cambridge dictionary or something, then I use the quotation mark regarding the definition. A human attribute that is the starting point for creative problem solving. So these are some of the skills that we could use to come up or to be the starting point for our our ideas to solve or something, our uh, problem that we can see. First could be curiosity, motivate to ask question and find new answer. Empathy, understand the feeling, needs, and perspective of others. It's like put yourself in other people's shoes. Each of us have different experience. Okay, you come from different school than me. You come from different family than me, but also we still have something in common. Okay, I don't like pain, right? For example, I don't like pain. I don't like suffering too. You don't like it too, right? So um, we could learn from each other when we make time for each other. This one, for me, I met my, I can call my dear friend that I haven't talked with her for a very long time. But then she make time to meet with me in August. It does help me to connect with each other, and we doesn't have to talk with each other like 15 hours, not like that. But whenever we available, yeah, we catch up with each other. So, and we understand each other. It does help make my journey of life more beautiful. Mm. Even still, even young kid, like 7 years old, he remember that when he talk with that person, he feels shy, since 7 years old. So as a human, we do connect with each other. Okay. For him, he cannot. So once that person left, he don't have the contact of her. But the story that he told me that he remember, I'm like, whoa, yeah, we remember since we are very young. So try to understand yourself and then see what you need to do, and then and if it not cause suffering to any others, just do it. Okay. Openness, accept a varieties of different ideas and do not judge ahead of time. Sometimes it even happened to me. I already judged already, but I was wrong. Yeah, sometimes our thought is so fast. And I'm like, oh, really? Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize. Yeah, it's not as what I thought. Mhm. Cognitive flexibility, adjust your ideas or perspective when encountering new situation. Mm, Okay, so sometimes it's a new situation, so we haven't experienced it before. Ex if we read a book, sometimes we can learn from others as well. Yeah, sometimes they share experience. For example, one of the book, 12 Rules. I forgot the other name, but yeah, he mentioned about student, young kid playing together. Sometimes need adult to be around as well, because something weird could happen as well. Something dangerous could happen as well, or something that suffering caused by one or both of them could happen as well. So yeah, the book mentioned about that. But also in my real life, I have experience regarding that too. Mm. Experimentation, ready to experiment and learn from failure. This one, I talked with Professor Winey recently, and then he said, "Oh, his daughter gonna marry today, and he gonna decorate his car, and then he prepared the material to decorate his car, and he experiment something." I said, "I'm like, whoa, you are so creative." He make time to impress his daughter. Mm. Collaboration, work as a team and build power through the exchange of experience. So this one, whenever I have planned to do like projects, like major projects, I would need help from other. For example, couple months ago, I talked with my close friend regarding the importance of school major selection, and they share with me their stories, and then I feel it is so important because if I know about some school major, I might select, for example, kinesiology วิทยาศาสตร์สุขภาพวิทยาศาสตร์การกีฬานะ um but at that time I don't know. I just like, okay, you could be an athlete, but other than that I don't know. But at that time I don't want to be an athlete. Okay, I just enjoy playing chairball, enjoy playing basketball. I was a coach for middle school student when I was a high school student. So I feel it's important. So the next day after I talk with my friend, I contact teacher who teach at the high school that I went for Indesha. And the teacher said, oh, the following day gonna have event. You can come. I'm like, okay. Then that day I'm just call my friend or I just talk with my friend on the chat to get information about how they select their major. I know that if I go there without preparing, student gonna get information only from me. But when I connect with my friend, they could learn from others that I prepare information for them. Even nowadays, I still keep the record about others and myself, how we passed through or how we went through this process. Of course, some of it you might not be interested or they might not be interested, but some information could be useful. So this is collaboration. Professor Winey also discussed with me about opportunity to write about the creative process. Maybe publish an article or something. With that, I cannot just write with him alone or like just two of us. I will need to prepare more information. I will need to talk with others about the process. So that's collaboration. Even you guys can share with me too, but I don't want to bother you guys before the exam because you have so many exams. Yeah. But afterward, yeah, during summer or something. Reflection. Review experience to lead before I move on. If you guys have time during summer, and if you're really interested, you can even go to your high school to share your experience. You can even contact me to help you prepare. Okay, just saying it in case one day you thought of me. Review experience to lead to the development of new ways of thinking and behavior. Also, reflection, I mentioned about it already. But also some school, for example, St. Joseph, like one of the students told me, they also invite people to have like open house and share with the student, which is very good opportunity for students to learn about the majors in universities. The search for human-centered problem caused by a variety of factors related to behavior. The search for action needs man-made system. Maybe English is a little bit weird, but let's see together. Practice the skill of observing and understand the world through the eye of others instead of starting from what are we going to build to change it to what are people struggling with. So this is a good question. I had opportunity to go to the seminar สภาอุตสาหกรรมสังเรียกว่าอะไรก็ไม่รู้ It's like about industry organization, society, industrial organization. So, one of the medical doctor who participated in the seminar, he said, medical device should be starting from the pain point, the real pain point of the people in the field. Okay, same word here, like what are people struggling with? Okay. Finding this problem requires observation and empathy. Practice this question in your daily life. Okay. One of my friends remind me that in our life, we could have focus point or focus area. For me personally, one is about my health. But when I talk about my health, there are many topics related to it. For example, exercise, quality time with family, myself, my dear friend, nutrition, food, prioritize my task by writing journal at a certain time of the day, something like that. The other could be utilizing my skill in learning and teaching. This one is a big topic. There could be more detail, but that's example from me. Start to see the problem waiting to be solved around you. What to look for. You could look at the body language. The person, oh, this word I never seen. The person's phone, I don't know what does it mean. It's okay. When the person คิ้วขมวดปะไม่รู้เหมือนกัน หรือถอนหายใจเนาะwhen we sigh right maybe for example my grandma her health is right now she's 91 so she old and her health is challenging for her I would say I remember when she finished drinking she will sigh like so it show that she's tiring her body is tiring And this one mentioned about look for the sign in confusion. Yeah, sometimes when we lost or we get lost. Yeah, when I drove a car and then I use Google Map and if I like talking to my friend, sometimes I lost my focus, right? And then I went to the wrong direction. That time you're gonna see my face like so confused. Yeah, and then my friend remind me, you need to look for the การกระจัดภาษาอังกฤษเรียกว่าอะไร you need you need to look for the direction or something. You need to look for the I don't know what it's called, but it's okay. Let me take note. คำนี้ไม่รู้ So look the direction properly. Repetitive behavior. People press the elevator button repeatedly. อันนั้นน่าจะ It's happened to me once when I went to BACC หอศิลป์นะ I forgot to press the button. But then later on, other days, I saw the person stand there, right? But I thought that she forgot to press it, but no, she already pressed it. So I don't remember the color. So you press it, it has one color. But you don't press it, it also have color, the light. I'm like, okay. People try to scan QR code many times. So this one is maybe it's not went through or something. And the QR code is solve the problem of the barcode. Barcode, you need to use certain direction, but QR code you scan from any angle is okay. Not really any, but different direction is okay. What people get stuck in? Where do people usually go to stand on? What is that? Oh no, maybe typo here. What procedure take an unusual long time? คอขวดเนาะอันนี้ก็คือ bottleneck traffic jam somewhere or even flooding traffic and flood what modifier use also I thought of this one example I went to buy tech Bang Na Conventional Center they have a machine even Central have machine to pay what do you call the parking fee right so instead of we pay when we go out we pay in the building right they have a machine so it does solve the problem when we want to leave the mall because at รถไฟ park we need to pay at the exit point and it's like traffic jam if they have like a machine to pay it would be faster what modifier used give me note a little bit paying parking fee observe when people use the wrong device or system from their original purpose that's a sign that the original design isn't up to the task what people complain about hear from real life conversation or on social media where repetitive complaints are often a great source of trouble. For example, waiting in the line for a long time to pay for parking. Yeah. Problem, the checkout process is inconvenient, time consuming and frustrating. Example of human-centered problem solving and innovation. This app would be example, right? Hold and how do you call hailing? แปลกๆเนอะ ไม่เป็นไร developed from the inconvenience of calling a taxi in daily life, focus on easy to understand user interface. An application that allow us to hail. I never used this word before. Okay, to hail a taxi or private car through their smartphone. Popular app in Thailand, Grab, Bolt, Lineman, and Tada. I never used Tada before. But I have heard one of the foreigner, he used Bolt when he was in Chiang Mai. And one of the student told me that one time he know that the driver Bolt like have a punk hair, but it is like joking. I think it's like humor. Mm. Okay,ค่ะ. But still, I think some of the app you could share your precise location with your family or like your friend. That would be good for both the driver and the customer, I think. Like safety purpose. เหนียวจด I haven't used it, but I heard this one from Ajahn Dream by Kasikorn Bank and Beacon Interface. This app is inspired by the cat piggy bank that takes coin and keep them away อ๋อเหมือนหยอดกระปุกหมูอะIt automatically read the information from the money transfer slip in the photo album of the banking app. So it helps us to see the spending that we have and categorize them. But I think I'm not sure whether you would need to have Kasikorn Bank. Maybe not. You could try out. Okay. Oh, okay ค่ะ if anyone haven't checked attendance, you can type the chat for me. So first of all, you start from understanding human nature, feelings, needs, fears, hopes. When I see the word fears, I thought of one of my family member. Even myself, sometimes I have fear that is not what can I say? Sometimes I fear too much as well. But my mom mentioned that we could have like assumption and then we could see how it goes as well. Okay. Ideation. Encourage divergent thinking to be open to ideas as much as possible first and then select. Prototyping, transforming idea into concrete purpose is not completeness, but to learn fast, fall fast, and solve quickly. So for example, like application, when you develop application, instead of like launching it and then have real customer using it, you can like launch it as a prototyping with your company first or within your group first and then see how it goes because during the prototyping you may see some bug or some error that you could fix before you launch it. Even after you launch it, one of my friends, he worked at Google as a software engineer. I met him when I was at UC Merced as a grad student. So he mentioned that after the application launch, one of his tasks is to debug or like look for what are the bugs and then the error that happened and then try to fix them with his team. Implementation and feedback, experiment in real situation, collect data and improve continuously. This is really important for any career, I would say. Even any innovation, even human relationship, family relationship. The success is that the user can actually use it and feel that life is better, not just the finished product. Changing the mindset of solving problem, seeing that the best solution does not come from the most advanced technology, but from understanding the human being. who is at the center of the problem. Okay. State of skill training. So we start at the bottom. Okay. Identify, analyze human-centered issue based on the Cynefin framework. Find the key idea, and then group them of. So this one categorize them, I would say, or classify them into group, different type of problem. There, have courage to express idea and bargain options in order to reach a conclusion of the group. Create new things by choosing idea that can solve complex human-centered problem. So it's the state of skill training that we, at least number 3, I encourage everyone to try to push yourself toward that. Information regarding Cynefin framework. David Snowden, he worked at IBM, designed this framework. It was developed to help people understand the work situation they are facing and how to react appropriately to the situation as they are happening. Because it's not at the first, but there is only one type of incident or possibility that occur while working. This one, just skip it. Therefore, the solution to the problem in each solution is different. I would say this one help us to find the potential solution to the problem. The use of one-size-fits-all system does not solve the many problems that arise today. This one means, for example, if it is chaotic problem and the other one is the obvious problem, the solution to them are not the same. That's the point. Okay. Therefore, it set guidelines for how to interact with work situations correctly. The situation has been divided into 4 forms. Okay. So these are the big picture. If the problem fall into obvious, then there are predictable solutions. The example from the video is like cooking recipe. If you want to make a cake, you don't know how to make it, you look at the recipe. Once you follow the recipe, you will get that cake. Okay. And the same taste, if you put everything the same as them, that's obvious problem. Okay. And then there are complicated problem, complex problem, and then chaotic problem. Okay. The video will show more detail regarding it. Okay. And I will provide more information if after we watch the video together. Let me go over this obvious as well. Know the cost clearly and manage it. Let's say I want to eat cake. I didn't go outside. I need to make by myself. Okay. And then the reason I know it, like I want to eat. And the problem, I cannot make it. So I need to search for recipe. And then I'll be able to make the cake for myself. That's the solution. Okay. So this one is suggest to sense or to observe, categorize. So for example, I want to have cake, it would be like categorize about category of cooking, category of like baking, or category of obvious. It's an obvious problem. And then response, how can I do it? I just search recipe and then I do it. Example of obvious problem, not carrying student ID make it impossible to access library. Listen, the obvious solution is to carry the card with you every time. If I go to use the library, I need to have my personal ID card. The result is certain. Have a card, use the service. If you don't have a card, then you cannot use the service. Problem about crossing the road at traffic light intersection. The reason there is a clear rule, wait for the green light and then cross it. Green light for pedestrian, okay? Less variable. Only two, right? We have green light and then the red light. Predictable outcome. Green light is safe if we cross during the green light for pedestrian. Complicated. Knowing the cause, having information but not solving it immediately, you need the help from expert. For example, your car is broken, some part of your car is not working. We need help from the service staff, right? We need to bring it to, let's say, Be Quick or Auto One or something, right? We are able to control the outcome, so we could still fix it, but just we need some time to take it to meet expert. Assess the situation by expert to determine the cause. Response with the best alternative available. So we select the best alternative available. Confused and numb problem. It takes expert to analyze the relevant issue to determine the cause. The relationship between cause and problem is difficult to understand. Compared to the obvious question. Sense analysis and response quite similar. But analysis could mean from expert. Expert analysis. Example of complicated problem. When the car breaks down. So this one is human-centered because when I think about it, it's like human are people who make the car, right? So yeah, the machine is created by human. So yeah, when we have machine breakdown problem, we gotta do something about it. we gotta solve it, unless we just gonna throw it away or we left it. But it would be better to fix it. If so, the driver know the problem of it, but don't know how to fix it. So the person need to take the car to the shop, garage, not garage เป็นที่จอดเนาะ take it to the shop for professional technician to test until he know the reason why it need to repair. For example, one time my flat tire, so the technician observed, he even see the point that it leaked. I'm like, oh my God, how do you know that? Yeah, he's really experienced. And then he fixed it. Pep Boy, but it's in California, USA. Complex. The cause has not yet been determined. It is difficult to predict due to insufficient data. There are many variables. We must explore and collect information from the problem. Patiently wait to see solution instead of trying to control the situation. So these are definition for complex problem. The keyword, like many variables. Probe. I'm not sure about this word that much, but probably need to record data as well. Sense and the response. Let me give more example. This one could be complex problem. Employment issue in the AI era. Description: AI is replacing some of the worker. causing career insecurity. There are multiple variables like the technology, labor policy, ability to reskill, upskill for worker. So this one, Professor Winey remind me that one day, if you become the leader, you will need to have path for your employee, right? How they're gonna develop their skills. Mhm. New form of work have emerged, such as gig economy. I'm not familiar with this word. Gig economy. Freelance platform, or this one I thought of Kun CK Chua. There are other freelance platform as well. Pre-scouter, but this one could be for graduate student. It is complex because the results are uncertain. Employment issue. Okay. Chaotic. Emergency crisis, unknown cause. There are many variables. Never encountered this problem before. It's like the first time. Earthquake is not the first time in my life. It's probably the second that I noticed it. The first time was in the US, in California, Merced. But this time is stronger than that one because when I was at LX building, I heard the building like cracking sound, and I'm like, oh, what happened? The student are really fast. That day I was on site, teaching on site, and student, the beauty of life class, they just ran down already. But I was like waiting for my friend using the restroom. So and then gather things and then we go down. Mm. Um, so I never encounter like the more severe compared to the first one that I had experienced. The situation must be claimed, must be this one maybe just skip. Decide to solve the most urgent matter, find out where it is good, where it is chaos, that need to be solved first. Prioritize, I would say. Gradually solve the situation one part at a time. So sometimes we lost our focus or we got distracted. And then unless we stuck or something, right? We ask expert. Okay, act, sense, respond. Oh, so this one act come first. Yeah, because once I noticed the earthquake, I need to go down the building, right? And I remember a staff who worked at Sotongor building told that he know the direction because he usually go to have lunch at the connection between the tall building and the small parking lot building. So during that earthquake day, he go to that shortcut instead of just going down the ladder as general. And then he and his friend could escape the horrible situation that day. But it's also remind me about this situation is that um when I drove, I I have a memories, right? It's not a good memory about that building because I saw from the news and it's scary, right? When I drove past by, I forgot that I need to focus on my driving. I look at it too long. So I need to turn left, but then I turn faster than I usually do. The car tire hit the curb. So that I have learned when I driving, I need to be more focused. I cannot let my mind stuck with the memories that I have. So I mentioned this because I thought of that situation, right? The earthquake. And maybe one day, um, some of you might need to remind yourself about this, so I just decided to tell it.
Ajahn, may I ask, is there like anyone in the building?
At that time, there are many people there.
Oh,
There are many people died.
what was your feeling? Like, when you see the building, what was your first impression? Fear or
Is
like,
is everything almost gone? The building
silence?
already collapsed. I
Oh,
almost doesn't see anything, but I see the parking lot is probably like three floors
oh,
on the left. Yeah, it is fresh, the memory of the news that I saw or the video that I saw when it collapsed.
oh,
Mm. And my mind think about it too much.
uh,
Yeah. And then I didn't
when,
focus
yeah,
on driving. Mm.
oh, I see.
Yeah,
Nice
you're
story.
welcome. Mm. But then later on, when I pass by that one, I just remind myself, focus on driving, focus on driving. Mm-mm.
Safety.
Yeah. Mm. Okay. This one about COVID situation. The other time people like worry, am I gonna have it? Am I got the COVID? Uh, um, for me, I have experience. I got COVID because my dad, he had accident. One day he had accident, and because he rode his bike, and then at the back of my neighborhood, they have like a big dog, and then he scared when it bark, and he stand instead of just speed his bike, he's standing, and then he fell down. I didn't see this situation, and it also part of the situation, it was my negligible as well. I was playing with my friend. I saw my dad bike, but I didn't know where he went. But it long time. It a while that he haven't come back. But I didn't look for him. When he come back home, his he for his memory was lost. Some of his memory was lost. He like, where did I went or something like that. So that day, my family decided to take him to the hospital. But it's also another thing. We could take him to the nearest hospital, but at that time we thought of like the public hospital. So when we went to the public hospital, there are pro and con, you know. Public hospital, there are many people at the accident room, the emergency room. So it's so crowded, and it take a long time to wait for to see medical doctor. But if it nearby our house, you would be able to see doctor faster, I would say. Okay, so when he went to that public hospital, and my mom went there as well, the following day he got COVID. Okay, we test. I got COVID too. We live together, and then sometimes we drive together. We eat something. So yeah, it was how we got the COVID. But I also learned that biking, if possible, if you bike at night or like bike along the road, you could wear helmet. Okay, if my dad wear helmet when he fell down, his head could be less injured. Okay, right now he's better. It was like almost a years ago already. So but still is a big lesson for my family. Mm. Because if you know what form the difficulties of the problem is, the difficulty will be determined to. Okay, so when we categorize the problem, we'll be able to get the solution. We'll be able to focus about finding the solution for the problem. Yeah, I would put in that word. Okay. Mm. This table could be useful when you wanna make decision about which type of the solution is it. Okay. Let's see. So don't worry about it too much. you could put your hand at the three row at the bottom. We look at the first row, related variable or the variable control. มีตัวแปรอะไรบ้างนะ so if the variable is simplest คือมันง่ายมาก if it's simplest then it's the obvious problem. Okay. If the variable most difficult, there are so many variables related to that problem, so it's gonna be chaotic. Okay. Let's say the earthquake, right? So variable could be from the core heat from the earth, and then the movement of the magma or something inside the earth. So there are many variables create earthquake, right? So that, and also the preparation, the factor regarding the preparedness of our country, of our society. Okay. So the earthquake is happened like 30 years and then 40 years. We might not have the good record about it, right? So we never thought of it before. It could create chaotic, even tsunami, right? Many people didn't know about it, but I have heard or read from article, one of the person, he shared that he watched a movie that about like the tsunami. It might not name tsunami, but it related like when the ocean water decreased tremendously, it's gonna flash back. Okay, it's gonna come back fast and strong. So with that, once he noticed that, he tried to gather his people, his family, and try to tell as many people as possible to escape that area. So this is the documentary, the benefit of documentary. Okay. So instead of it become chaotic for his family, it could shift a little bit. He could prepare a little bit for the situation. Okay. So that's example. Clarity between cause and effect. Okay. This word simplest might not be suitable, but let's see. And this one could be very little clarity between cause and effect. Clarity. It's not clear. The cause and effect is not clear. Why it happened at that time? Why we need to have earthquake on that day, for example. I don't know. Okay, so it's like that. It's like I don't have enough information to predict that it's gonna happen on that day. But if it's something like I feel hungry now, I know because it's almost noon or something. It's like it's happened almost every day and I know about it. Okay, so that's gonna be like obvious. Because I have breakfast only this much. Right now I'm kinda hungry, for example. Okay. Benefit from experience. Benefit from experience. The word is let me think about it. Benefit from experience. I would say it's not simplest, but it's like the lowest benefit from experience. Mostly it's gonna be negative impact, I would say, for the chaotic. I would put in that way. Next, there are failure in the work. Failures. Risk. I told you guys about the word risk, right? If I'm at the point A and I want to go to point B, risk is something to prevent me to go to point B. Same here. Are there many lists? If there are not so many lists, then it's going to be obvious problem. If there are so many lists, then it's going to be chaotic. This one mean failure. So many failure. I would also, is this one is more like negative impact as well, huh? The potential to be unsuccessful. High potential to be unsuccessful. Using creativity. For the obvious, we might not need like a long period of time to think about the problem solving using creative problem solving. But if it is like chaotic, we might need many people to brainstorm and many departments to help each other. Okay. Okay, let's watch video together. But before I watch it, let me pause the record. Oh, I forgot to record. Did I? Okay. Maybe I forgot to record. It's okay. So right now I record. So this are the rubric. So the minimum is 8 problem, right? Okay, but if you want to reach level 4, you need to push yourself a little bit to be to share 12 problems, human-centered problems. If you want to push further, you could share 16 or more than 16 problems. Okay. Regarding the second criterion, problem analysis using Cynefin framework. So the literature suggests you guys should practice observing different type of problems. Okay, so that's why the team proposed you guys to propose at least like 2 problem domain or like different types of kind of in framework, right? Then you have 4, right? Complicated, obvious, complex, chaotic, right? So that's our 4. Okay, if you propose problem that fall into at least 2 categories, you receive level 4 for this criteria. But if you propose all 4 categories, doesn't matter. It's like, okay, I have a lot of this one and I have little of this one. It's okay. Okay, but it's like at least you have 4 categories. Then you receive level 5 for this criteria. Okay. So,
Oh, and then if there is one problem, we have to use all the four Cynefin categories. Is that what
no,
you're saying?
no. No. It's like you come up with problem first.
Mhm.
Let's
One
say
problem.
if you come up with so if you want if you want level 3, you come up with at least 8 problems.
Oh,
If you want level 4, you come up with at least 12 human-centered
oh,
problem. Yeah, if you want level 5, you come up with at least 16. So with that,
oh.
you will categorize or you will classify them into that
With
4
four
type.
Cynefin.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
You got
I
it?
get it.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now let me um next week though, you guys gonna have a group, right? So you guys gonna combine this problem for next week. So that's why I told you guys it is important to do your homework this week. Okay, really important. Let me from now I will share the slide to you guys in the live group and also discuss the template with you guys. Okay. Let me change my share screen option a little bit. Let me share the template for you first before I share the slide. Give me one moment. I need to look for it a little bit. Okay, let's see. Share my screen. So this is the Canva template, one of it that I made. Actually, I have more than one, but this one is one of it. So this is like the cover page presented by your name, right? Okay. And then the first page, you could write about the title of the problem. And then you could write like the reason of the problem, the title, the reason. And this one is optional. You could write about the potential solution as well. In short, you don't have to worry about it right now. Okay. And then you can type the problem type. Okay, what type of problem it is? Is it complex problem? Is it complicated problem? Okay. And then later on, so this one I made it like 16 question because of the criteria. The last page is the bullet point, right? You can put the title. You have the title here, right? The title of the problem. And then you can put it in bullet point. Okay. So this is one of the template that I create. You could copy it. You could copy my template and then you could create your own because I didn't create like 30 of it. Okay. So you need to copy it and then, or you can create a new one. Either way is okay. Okay. Any question regarding the template here? I also create templates similar to the slide as well, but I'm not sure whether which one you would like to use. So the template that similar to the slide could be this one. This one is a poster, so it's gonna be big slide. It look like this, but then you will need to copy and then put it here, which is like, I think just the title or just you put the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you put the number here is okay as well. The other template is this one. Looks similar to the other one, right? So looks similar. So yeah, you can select your own template. Okay. As long as you get the objective across, is okay. Okay. Let me share this template in the Line account as well. So first of all, right now, what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna share the slide to you. I'm gonna share the template to you on the Line account that we have. Okay. Give me one moment and let me, before I do that, any question regarding this assignment? I don't see any chat box. Okay. So I assume everyone understand. Okay, if not, you can just talk to me in Thai or in English. I don't mind either one. So with that, let me send to you guys.